is kapihan for so to our guests, atong regional director sa Department of Social Welfare and Development Office, RDC, Mr. Arvin Razo is coming, of course, atong Provincial Health Officer and the Provincial Nutrition Action Officer. Please help me welcome Dr. Leila Estajuan. Atong Provincial Agriculturist, Mr. Manny Caduya. And with them, we have also the Chief of Environment and Natural Resources Division. We have Mr. Manric Barillo. And of course, at the heads and representatives of the different government and private organizations. We have from Helen Keller International. We have also atong punong barangay sa Barangay Balugo, Dumaguete, atong President sa Kalipi Women's Group. We have also from Local Youth Development Office, and with them we have also Life Science Society. From the Department of Interior and Local Government, we have also from the Department of Education and Negros Oriental Division. Atong branch managers sa National Food Authority, welcome ma'am, branch manager, Binenda Fidel, and of course from the Dumaguete Community Credit Cooperative, atong Dumaguete City Nutrition Officers, CNC and CNO. We have Ms. Delia Serion. Welcome, Ma'am Dels, and from the Department of Science and Technology. I don't know if I missed everyone. And of course, those atong colleagues in the media, we have also from DYMFM and DYMD, and those watching us on live stream over PIA Negros Oriental Facebook page. So, sa kausapa, once again, welcome and good morning. I am Jenny Tilos of the Philippine Information Agency as your facilitator. Now, as the province, as well as the Negros Island region, joins the country's the province and region's nutrition situation, as well as the environmental sustainable practices or agencies intervention to support the province or region's nutrition status. So I would like to stress also that the karong tuigang mensahe sa TIMA reflects no sa recognition, reflect the recognition of nutrition, that nutrition is no longer solely a public health concern, but may kalabutan ang atong mga sama sa disaster resilient, climate change, agriculture, biodiversity, as well as economic development. So dili na mo yung tang nutrition, kabahin rin sa health niya. So naan nato diri ang sa environment, agriculture, of course, atong health, Provincial Health Office sa Negros Oriental. So with that, we'd like to hear from them on sa ilang mga initiatives as well as mga programs to improve atong human health and the environment din sa Negros Oriental. So let us welcome our Provincial Health Officer and the Provincial Nutrition Action Officer of the Provincial Nutrition Council. Please help me welcome Dr. Leland Estacion for the statement of dunay mga palihog sa microphone ilang programa initiative sa province.
So good morning everyone, and to all who are online now. Thank you for watching, and I hope you will watch this program until the end, because this is a rare opportunity today, because we already included a shared vision to all the multidisciplinary agencies in the country for nutrition. Okay. So a pleasant day to everyone. Of course, no? our chairman of health, board member Buford. Maybe he will be coming in a little while. Of course, my colleague, no, Mr. Kaduyak, the provincial agriculturist head, and also my kababayan, Mr. Madik Barilio, our ENRD head. And then, of course, to our coming po nga guest, no, ang ato ang DSWD NIR Regional Director, Mr. Razo, and of course, no, our ever supportive and NFA Head of Negros Oriental, Ma'am Fidel. Okay. And to everyone, health workers, and to the reactors, thank you for coming. Of course, hindi nakakalimutan si Ma'am Jen. Ma'am Jen, I had a very good talk with your regional director, Region 7, when we received the 2 units of PTV, the patient transport vehicle given by SIPSTATE, no? PCSO. And please do not leave us because you are now retiring now. I don't know. Siya ang nagpabalo na ako. And I told her na, uy, get Ma'am Jen. Okay. Okay. So, from all our partners, no, who are here today, good morning, everyone. Welcome to our kapihan sa PIA as we celebrate the 52nd Nutrition Month with the theme sa Pipan, Sama-sama sa Nutrisyon, Sapat para sa Lahat. Nutrisyon at kalikasan ating pangalagaan. This was already explained by Ma'am Jen. This year's celebration reminds us that achieving better nutrition is a shared responsibility. Through the PIPAN, or the Philippine Plan of Action for Nutrition, we continue to work together to ensure that every Filipino has access to adequate, safe, and nutritious food while reorganizing that a healthy environment is essential to sustaining healthy communities. We are encouraged by the progress of our province has achieved over the past 5 years. Based on our nutrition data, the prevalence of underweight among children has declined from 5.2 in 2021 to 4.8 in 2025. The stunting has decreased from 10.6 to 9.2, and the wasting has significantly improved from 3.4 to 2%. These improvements reflects the collective efforts of our local government units, health workers, nutrition stakeholders, development partners, schools, and communities. While we celebrate these gains, we also recognize that our work is far from over. We remain committed to reaching every child and every family who still faces nutritional challenge. You know, I hope that we can get our 3rd year of the Green Banner Award for Nutrition. Okay, this is a provincial award that will be given by the NNC, the National Nutrition Council. And after this, we hope and pray that everyone, we are united, we are all committed, that we can get the highest crown award for nutrition in the province of Negros Oriental. This is the first time, no, nga naabot kita aning dapita. I hope everyone will help each other so that we will make Negros, we will be proud for Negros Oriental. In line with this year's theme, the Provincial Nutrition Committee has introduced a new innovative approach to our celebration. Instead of the traditional fun run, walk, now we launch a video campaign contest for senior high school students, encouraging our youth to become advocates of the Philippine Plan of Action for Nutrition by creating inspiring videos that promote both proper nutrition and environmental stewardship. You know, this is very important so that our students, especially the senior high, will know what is nutrition. No? So I hope that kanisya ang ilahang mga video campaign contest shell out what we have here in Negros Oriental, no? So ang ato ani video campaign contest encouraging our youth to become advocates of the Philippine Plan of Action for Nutrition mag-create sila video and mo-promote sila proper nutrition and environment stewardship based on Negros Oriental, no? Kinangan po dili lang kay sa tourism, no? Kundili, this is also part that our students will also kanabila makita po nila what is in Negros Oriental about nutrition, no? So this is a rare, maybe this is a rare but I hope this is with prizes too, no? Amo raon niya ni siyang i-post no to the PIA and we write letters to our schools kung unsay mga criteria so that maano ni siya ma-achieve and the winner of course will be very proud of him and maybe showcase po ni nato no sa ato ang Provincial Nutrition Committee. To this creativity and passion, we hope to empower from our bag-ong mga tubo no atong senior high. As we begin today's kapihan, let us continue to strengthen our partnership, share knowledge, and renew our commitment to building a province where every child grows healthy. So this is really the aim of our governor that every child is healthy, every family enjoys nutritious food, and every community works together to protect our environment for future generations. So once again, a nutritious morning to everyone and thank you for being part of this meaningful celebration. Happy 52nd Nutrition Month.
Okay, daghang salamat Doc Lilan Istasyon. So let's move on sa mga support programs from the agriculture sector to the Provincial Nutrition Council. Sir
Yeah.
Manny Kaduya.
Okay. Good morning. We have two primary programs na nag-support with the Provincial Nutrition Council. Now, the first is kaning atuang GPA. This is Gulayan at Palasdaan alay sa kabataan, and this started way back 2005. We even had garnered a Galing Puok award on this program, and we still continue to serve our schools. This is a school-based and community-based backyard gardening. Right now we have 86 schools all over the province that is participating in this program, and it is a yearly event. We validate every school year, and this is a contest, and the prizes will be in project based. So makadaog sila, what they will get is they will have to establish a project in school. So what they harvest in their gardens will be used in their feeding program for the kids, and whatever extra they have, they can sell it or consume it sa mga bata. And we have extended this into community. We encourage the parents of the students to the PTA to have their own backyard garden in their homes. So this is another contest kanang community nila. This is a holistic kind of approach. So not just in school but also in their homes. The second thing is with the coordination with the council also, nutrition council, we train the mothers of the identified kids in every local government unit. So we train them, and we also give them vegetable seeds. Ang katuning mga families of those na identified na they are into malnutrition. So what we train them is cooking on foods that are kanang nutritious of course, and also the kids are fond of eating. Like for example, we have developed a patty na we call it almo makas. It's a mixed vegetable patty that pwede po bula-bula, ikuha ni siya bula-bula ang pagluto. And it's a mix of alugbati, monggos, malunggay, kalabasa, and saluyot. Another thing is we train the mothers or parents to make kalabasa noodles because kids like mga noodles, mga sa bumagunay ilang ganahan. So kalabasa noodles and also kalabasa cupcakes and kalabasa flan. And napagay duha kaning kamote donuts. We have developed this and the kids love it too. And lastly, the fish balls with vegetables. Oh, sa gula na puta lang isda lagi gisi ato ang bula-bulaon. That is also part of our recipe to combat malnutrition sa lain-lain na mga local government units. And we continue to give or extend support services through vegetable seeds. Every MLS, we give vegetable seeds. Di yun na mawala. That is why we are encouraging every household na they should have a backyard garden. They can do it sa mga pots ra gani. Yeah. This is very important po na dili na ta mamalit sa ato ang mga tanon. We have our own production. And in terms of the environment, we are on the onset of El Nino. What we encourage our farmers to do is to use or conserve water sa ato mga farms. And we encourage them to use mulching just to preserve moisture sa ato yuta. Because nanamong kunay sa ato mga ulan-ulan, makakulikta na tubig ang yuta dito si lalong. We would like na dili mo evaporate dayon ang tubig. That is why we use plastic mulching or wala gud tay ikapalit sa plastic mulching, we could use rice hulls. Rice hulls or rice straw. Ang lukay gani dili kay magtikig ra maguna siya. Pwede lukay sa atong mga palya, sa atong mga string beans kay musaka man na siya. Well, yeah, dagan po ta ko ninyong ikasulti but there are other personalities to kuan. Yeah, but lami mo ko kayong well, anyway, thank you and I could explain further in the open forum. Okay? Thank you and good morning.
Daghang salamat ato si Manny Kaduyang atong provincial agriculturist. So if you have some reaction questions, please reserve kay we will listen to our chief sa INRD si Manric Barillo unsay mga greener programs nila as well as climate change mitigation measures in support in this year's theme kay ningaw man ta nga nutrition at kalikasan ating pangalagaan. Sir Manric.
Thank you. Good morning to everyone. May buntag. May buntag. Okay. I would like to thank the organizers, especially the National Nutrition Council, for choosing this kind of theme, which is nutrition at kalikasan, ating pangalagaan. This is the 52nd, I think, if I'm right, celebration. Siguro, the National Council consider or recognize the importance of environment in pushing what is the most or the best effective approach or program that this particular activity of the government, national government, in addressing malnutrition as part of the national strategy to be undertaken by different local government units and participating national agencies in advancing nutrition program in the country. Karon pag yun ko nakadungog nga ang nutrition, gi-connect og environment. Although siguro in the previous celebrations, nasiguro'y kalambigitan ng environment, but at this time, gi-emphasize yun nga nutrition at kalikasan ay dapat magsama-sama. It should be protected both. Okay. So as an environment office of the provincial government, we are a local government unit. You know already, very limited yun ang iyang function. And our mandates, katurang mandates nga gihatag according to the local government code, nga gi-devolve dito sa local government unit after the devolution. But we are not prohibited to do something that the local government unit can push or can provide support to the national government nga ang local government unit makatrabaho, especially in advancing and making support sa pag-achieve o sa kaprograma like the nutrition month or like the nutrition program of the national government. We in the provincial government, under our office, the Environment and Natural Resources Division, which is under the office of the governor, natin pipila mga programa. One of which is the Integrated Water Resource Management. Kung atong i-connect ang nutrition sa environment, nutrition demands quality, good quality sa tubig. Am I right? Yes. We need water. So therefore, that particular water should be a quality form. That is why we need to protect our watershed. Because watershed is the source of our water. That's groundwater. But we also protect the surface water. What is surface water? Lakes, rivers, for example. We should also protect that. That's part of our mandate. So we are also working with the Office of Dr. Lilan in monitoring, and also the National Agency, which is the DNR, in monitoring the surface water, including lakes and rivers. Okay. How to preserve water? That is also part of the Integrated Water Resource Program of the provincial government. According to Sir Manny Kaduyak, naa sila yung mga strategies or mga activities how they can sustain in the production of crops, how they can sustain in the production of vegetables. Nga kini mo gikinahanglan sa ato ang mga katawan. And then, that particular approach in conserving water, we are also conserving sa atong kayutaan. That is why both our office is introducing some technologies how to prevent that ang katambok sa yuta dili sa mabanlas when dunay kusog nga ulan. So there are strategies. That is one way to protect our soil, that we can sustain the productivity of the soil para makatabang siya sa pagpalambo o pagpatambok sa atong mga tanom aron makahatag sa siya og maayo nga sustansya sa atong mga katawan. Not only for children but also for the adults. Okay. Especially the senior citizen, no? Pareha na po. Okay. Water. At this time, I am not talking about water and soil. What about our air? The quality of the air that we are, karang atong giginhawa. So that's also part of our program, but limited lang. Because this is under national government. The the best, my focus yun, yung management of the quality of the air, is the Environmental Management Bureau of the DNR. But still, our office is also considered as part of our program because the quality of the air can also be contributed in maintaining that quality sa ato ang mga kasilingan, especially, I think you are familiar with anti-burning. Kanapang atong practice ba nga, o kung saan nga mga habit na to, no? So according to Republic Act 9003, which is the Ecological Solid Waste Management Act of year 2000, gipasabot yun da. So this is part of our, because in burning manggod, that contributes to the quality, the degradation of the quality of the air. Usa siya sa mga major causes. Kunya dito sa ang health program po nato is nakal po nga including the local government units nga kanang pagdaog manggod the practice of our communities, the kind of waste nga ilang daoban is not segregated. And mostly sa gidauban because unsa man eyesore siya. Di ta ganahan og hugaw sa palibot. Limpyo ta. So the best way of eliminating those waste nga naa sa tuang palibot is to burn. But we do not know ang iyang impact. That is why it adds to the degradation of our sa ibabaw nga bahin sa ato sa earth. So that's the best. Our office is also contributing as a support of this program. Kana siyang bahina. Okay. And I think yesterday we had a meeting with the disaster. I attended it. I recall that the provincial governor, our governor, Governor Chapo, issued in an executive order number 26, establishing a water quality monitoring program in the entire province. So this is really a very good initiative of our governor to ensure that the quality of water which is distributed in the entire province of Negros Oriental is strictly monitored. And kinsa may mga apel niini, the water districts, because they are the ones distributing water sa atong communities in the entire province. Ang rule sa province is i-convene lang siya. And this is vice-chaired by our very own Provincial Health Officer, si Dr. Lilan. Okay. Kami mga supporting actors lang mi. Because as I have said, our office is also conducting surface water monitoring. And to add information on this, I would like to share with you. Sa Negros Oriental, we have 4 watersheds. These 4 watersheds provide us water. No? Siguro you are familiar with the Ilog Hilabangan. But unfortunately, the water coming from Ilog Hilabangan, ato siya padulong sa Occidental. But there is a sub-watershed, which is the Tayasan. Siya ang provide of water sa mga neighboring municipalities. And what the biggest and the largest watershed yan iapon nato karon, which supports water the entire Metro Dumaguete, is the Cuernos de Negros, the Mount Talinis. Okay. And the other one is the Bateria watershed, somewhere in Gihulian. And the other one is the Twin Lakes, Balisa Sayaw. But it is already a protected area, a natural park, an Asian heritage park. So, muna siya yung mga nanaguna. Napagkakmay nga mga watershed, but these are the 4. Wherein, atong lantawan niya, and then in that particular management, we are encouraging people around, communities, organizations, schools, BPOs, and other sectors of community to participate in our greening program. This greening program is nanikamot ang provincial government through our office to raise seedlings or planting materials. And in fact, we are also procuring good quality of native ha, dili exotic ha. Dili tong utsalagang sa tuwang mga taong gisulti, Gervelina, dili Gimelina, dili mahogany. But we are promoting native species, our endemic species. Kung available siya in a particular watershed, diya na po nato kuhaon ang planting materials para ang iyang adaptation is dili na lisod. Okay. Paningon si Ma'am Jen nga, what are our adaptation and mitigations? Those are katong gipanghisgutan nako are the adaptation and mitigation measures. Then I would like to add, we are using the approach of NBS, nature-based solutions. Wala na dyan lain. We cannot introduce any approach, but it should be nature-based solutions. Muna'y makakomplement sa mga projects nga gipush sa agriculture. Kay we are promoting organic. Once the soil is stabilized and provided with a natural way of pagpabalik sa iyang conditions, you will no longer introduce enhancers or whatever that can help to produce a good quality of vegetables or crops. Thank you and good morning.
Okay. Thank you very much, Mr. Manric Barillo of ENRD Negros Oriental. So with that, I would like to encourage our participants here as well those watching us. If you have some clarification questions based on the presentations of our three discussants, particularly sa atong nutrition situation and nutrition updates of Negros Oriental. So anybody would like to raise questions? If none pa, I'd like to ask Doc Lilan Estacion if we have, so that atong local government units can also help us to implement sa mga nutrition program if yun na tayo data from each LGUs kinsay ni decline, kinsa po ni taas based sa atong malnutrition rate sa province.
Okay. Sa atong 5-year OPT result, no? Ako ito ihatag ang top 10, no? Natay gitawag nga top 10 high prevalence rate of malnutrition. So tulo ni siya sa kanang underweight, muna siya weight for age, stunting, length, height for age, and wasting. Amo na siya ang weight for length over height. Kaning underweight, kabalo na natong mga gaan, malnourished. Kaning stunting, mga bobo o height. Kaning mga wasting, mo ni ang mga katubitang dool na skin and bone, no, niwang. So, Purebo-yang in Negros Oriental, 2% na lang ta. So, jutay na lang, no? Okay. So, atong top 10, di na ako i-mention. Nagtanaw ko din more on the first district. More on the first district yun. No? Sa to ang weight for age and stunting. But for wasting, medyo it's province-wide, no? So sa wasting, na Valencia, sa Bagita, Basay, Tayasan, Himalalon, Ayungon, San Jose, Mabinay, Amlan, and Balhermoso. So kanara akong gisulti na for wasting kay anyway, the mayors know about this, no? So I think di na kinahanglan nga ako isulti, no? So mora to siya, more on the first district ang atong underweight o atong stunting. Mao na nga, but there are also mga factors, no, nga basin ningon maguko sa akong staff na we depend on the weighing and the height taking by our BNS and PHW. So we make sure we thank the Helen Keller Foundation kay muhatag sila o katong yung insaktong height board o katong weighing scale for our barangay nutrition scholars to be placed in the barangay hall. Kay wata kabalo, pasihan till karon nakita gyapon nato ang ginagamit Petrusan, which is not dili recommended. Okay. So sometimes naatay mga factors ani nga ginaano. Then ato pong weighing scale. We thank you NFA ma'am because aside from the UST, last time NFA was with us. Nga kana bitang mo mag-visit me, mo calibrate pud sila appeal sa amo ang mga weighing scale. Thank you kayo ma'am. Dako kay itong tabang no. Tabang kay ang calibration man god sometimes kung magsigig isbog no, di ba ma'am? One of the is sigig karga-karga ang mga weighing scale, move gyud no, mausob ang iyang calibration. So mao na nga, thank you so much last time nga ni-encourage ko nga kung namin lakaw, kung wala kung vacant lang ang ato ang taga-NFA, willing and committed yun sila. Salamat kay NFA nga mo calibrate sa atong mga weighing scale, no? So mao na yung mga nitty-gritty. Of course, ang UST, no? Ang UST man god busy kay sila. Ipadala man diri ang weighing scale, but the NFA pwede man kita mo mato. So both of them, the UST and the NFA, dako yung kay tabang sa atong calibration, which is a big factor sa atong weighing and then the height board. Also, thank you Helen Keller na maabot na to so that every children will not be left behind nga masukot yun nato sila. Diba? So thank you kaayo sa ato ang NGO nga Helen Keller nga nisulod din sa Negros Oriental ma'am.
Follow-up lang dang no, sa gawa sa atong concern sa weighing calibration of success factor. Ang atong LGUs nakita ba nila unsay angayan nga makatabang sila to improve
Yes, ma'am.
nutrition program?
You know, last year, no, salamat po kay sa Helen Keller because kanilang program, nag-focus ni labi na gyud sa atong stunting, ma'am, sa first 1,000 days of life, no. Masalamat ko nga na mga barangay ug na mga LGU na nanago sa ordinansa of this. The first 1,000 days of life, kay kani mga stunting, dili na to ma-correct kung dako na, kung niguwas na ang bata. Ma-correct na nato sa womb pa sa mother. So the first 1,000 days nga nabuntis ang mama until nga maabot siya 1,000 days ang bata, dito na to ma-correct ang nutrition. Salamat po kayo sa Helen Keller because nanghatag sila ang MMS. Usa ka ng MMS, multiple net, usa ng MMS net, multiple micronutrient supplement to the mothers. Kanang mga buntis. Nakita gid na ko, ma'am, I think, Ma'am Jen, you were able to see that. Paggawa sa bata, lami kay gnaw, lami kay hamis, kay gnaw, pula-pula pa jud ang mga api. So that is a very good sign that MMS nga ilang giinom na multiple micronutrient supplement makaayo gyud. So to the mothers nga nakakaron sa mga tao nga namoy mga buntis, please go to your nearest health center para makakuha mo sa libre nga MMS kay mahal kay nagpaliton. I think one bottle costs more than 1,000. Pero gihatag na naglibre and then dili lang kamong palihog ko sa mga buntis, imna in taon ninyo kay makaayo na nimo o sa bata. And then, wala mi gipili katagaan ha, it's all for free to all buntis. Mataas man kag sa atong syudad, libre na ihatag, no? Kay kana pod libre gihatag nato sa ato ang NGO nga nisulod sa Negros Oriental, ma'am. Sa atong mga LGU, ma'am, mo na aron, ma'am, naadto ta sa kada LGU, ma'am, dili lang kay kaning Helen Keller na po tay PMNP nga project. So kasagaran ma'am kaning atong mga mubo kayo og mataas kay grade mo ni atong gitarget. So atong gobyerno pud karon mga LGU very supportive pud kayo sa nutrition. Imagine ma'am ha, sometimes makaingon kay ko sa consult. Ano naman yun, nawala naman yung ubang programs ani sa DOA as ang among gi-implement kay kaning atong taga nutrition I don't know, they excel really. No? On kanang sila mo hangyo sa atong mga local chief executive. So karon ma'am kani silang naadini karon nga top 10, kani sila, naa sila yung mga programs karon mga gi-implement, no? Naa sila yung mga counterpart. Naa sila yung kanang, giban sa bansay ko ng mga bata, ang mga mama ani ma'am. Because we cannot correct malnutrition sa food lang. But we have to correct and educate our mothers and the family on how to prepare and how to prepare and how to plant.
Thank you, Doc. Any other reaction, questions from our audience or participants? Si Ma'am Yet of DYMD, palihog ko sa microphone. She would like to recognize the Regional Director of the Department of Social Welfare and Development Office, Negros Island Region. Please help me welcome Director Arwin Razo. Yan, dito sa ito ba? Dito sa harap, sir. So, since they are done, their initial statement would like, so, he just arrived, but we would like to hear from the director, the programs of DSWD-NIR in support of nutrition program of the government. I'm sure you have all the initiatives and programs of DSWD promoting nutrition program of Negros Island region. Please help me welcome Regional Director Erwin Razo of DSWD in IR.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, and good morning.
Good morning to our partners and listeners. Okay, well, for DSWD, katulad yung nabanggit ko during the launch of our observance of month-long nutrition month celebration, we are actually one of the government institutions doing a lot of things related to nutrition. One of which is the implementation of our supplementary feeding program targeting our 3 to 4.11 years old na mga kabataan under the public daycare centers all over the region. So we are now on the 16th cycle implementation of our supplementary feeding program, and we are targeting more than 108,000 children all over Negros Island region, and this is a well-funded intervention in which the modality is DSWD is the one transferring the funds to the local government units, and meron din kaming partnership with the Philippine Carabao Center and then the National Dairy Authority for the milk supplementation. Meron siyang milk feeding na component aside from the hot meals na binibigay natin doon sa mga kabataan. So, there's more than 500 million investment cost for the region, and we expect that especially yung mga bata na na-identify, there's a need for rehabilitation, makita natin yung progress after the 120, pero meron kami additional ngayon na 60 days. It's going to be 180 days supplemental feeding program for all children in daycare centers all over the region. So that's one. Historically, meron siyang magandang progress yung cycle 15. Mataas yung rehabilitation rate namin. That's I think that's almost 90% doon sa mga identified children na kailangan mag-improve yung kanilang weight, yung nutritional status. So we have our NDs, nutritionists, dietitians, doing the monitoring all over the region in partnership with the municipal nutrition action officers or municipal nutrition action committee para tuloy-tuloy yung intervention. Again, this is part of the augmentation of the national government, but still the major responsibility rests with the families of these children. Augmentation lang tayo para masustain yung tuloy-tuloy na rehabilitation. Secondly, we have this food stamp program
if you are familiar with the Walang Gutom program being implemented by the SWD. So we have more than 51,000 beneficiaries all over the region. Ito naman yung mga identified natin na families who are experiencing involuntary hunger. Okay? So, ano yung scheme ng implementation natin? They are provided with 3,000 worth of food commodities tawag namin yan, every redemption activity, every month. Okay? So, ang worth nung ano na yan, ng food commodities, meron kami pinatap, may binibigyan namin sila ng electronic benefit transfer card. Meron silang EBT card, parang ATM. So, meron tayong partnership with DBP and then may mga service providers, itatap siya doon and then kung ilan yung equivalent na, meron kasi siyang parang choices doon sa Go, Grow, and Glow foods, ba? Ayun naman yung ano natin basihan because ito yung nakakaranas ng involuntary hunger. So we need to augment the resources of these families. So for Negros Oriental, we have 20,500 plus families benefiting from the Walang Gutom program. So kung makita nyo, may mga redemption activities. Di ba? May mga local retailers na pinatap ang DSWD in partnership with our service providers na accredited ni DBP, Development Bank of the Philippines. So, the basis of our payment is yung successful na redemption. For example, out of 20,000, ang nakaredeem dyan ay 18,000, yun lang ibabayaran natin. Okay? But every household is being encouraged, just in case yung grantee hindi makakarating, meron siyang substitute na member also of the household. Para they would continuously benefit from the Walang Gutom program. Again, this is now becoming one of the flagship projects of the President kasi paulit-ulit na sinasabi niya, ayaw niya may makitang pamilyang Pilipino na nagugutom. So we wanted to help the President based on his directive address involuntary hunger, and this is part of our intervention. Meron siyang funding coming from the Asian Development Bank this time for us to continue with, of course, with the equity from the government. So, malaki din yung ano niya, every redemption month, nagmo-move yung target. I mean, nagmo-move in the sense na nag-i-increase. Merong additional lagi every redemption month. But our field implementors normally conducts validation or assessment of the identified potential beneficiaries. Okay? So, hindi lang siya nakatuon doon sa provision of the commodities, but meron po siyang nutrition, education component. I mean, before you receive the commodities, you have to undergo paano i-manage yung resources within the household. And if there is a potential member of the household who would like to be employed, we also provide employability for skills training program. So ngayon, nakikita namin, ginagawa na nila yung kanilang natutunan dun sa skills training program. Aside from what we are providing, meron pa silang parang extra source of income because they were engaged into ang tawag yan, cakes and pastries. So sila na mismo yung gumagawa. So from our engagement with TESDA, they were provided with kits para they can produce and they can generate intervention, pero meron siyang domino effect with the intervention also coming from other government institutions. Kaya nga, when you speak of nutrition issue or problem, it really has to involve other stakeholders of the community. It cannot only be solved by one entity, by health sector, but even by other institutions which can also provide tawag dyan, complementary facilities or complementary projects para total yung approach na ginagawa natin. It's not fragmented. Okay? So, ganun yung, I mean for DSWD. So, I think kami naman as an institution, this is part of our institutionalized mechanism that we need to work with other organizations, we need to collaborate, and we need to converge because we believe kapag may synergy, mas maximum yung impact of the projects or programs that we are implementing. So hopefully, ang other programs of the SWD can also address kasi alam nyo yung nutrition issue or problem is among the life cycle risks that we are confronting this time. Kaya even our community-based projects, we're trying to understand ano yung mga types of risks related to nutrition. Tingin namin, we can also address in partnership with other stakeholders. Not only in the municipality or city, but even in the community. We're doing this with our World Bank funded project, yung Philippine Community Resilience Project. Ito yung dating Kalahi 6 project na I think tingin namin malaking tulong din siya dito for nutrition-related intervention. So ginawa din namin yung PMNP, yung Philippine Multi-Nutrition Project. The SWD is one of the implementing agencies. Maganda naman yung turnout, and that's in partnership with DOH and the SWD for health-related intervention, kasama yung nutrition. So hopefully, I think there's another round for the implementation of the PMNP. So we're just waiting for the DOH para itap ang DSWD how we can converge our strategies for our community-based interventions. So again, those are some of the pieces of information that I can share with the group as far as the presence or visibility of DSWD along or in relation to nutrition-related issues is concerned. So thank you very much and magandang umaga sa lahat.
Okay, maraming salamat, Director Marvin Razo of DSWD NAR. Sige, yeah, but it is noted by, ako lang isumpay, noted by Dr. Lilan Station Director that in the first district of Negros Oriental, mas taas-taas yung stunting at wastage. So we would like to know kung may coordination ba kayo doon sa mga LGUs to improve the nutrition status there kasi meron kayong walang gutom program as well as feeding program if doon ba nakatutok. Sige, ano ba? Okay.
Ma'am Jen, I thank you so much, Director, no? You know, overwhelming kay Paranako nga the national government is really of help, no, of the province, especially to our malnourished children. Pero Director, this is the first time I've learned that there is that project going on. No, I know PMNP, no, and then I hope that your people will also coordinate with the people in the LGU and of course yung mga provincial ba ninyo, RD, sana ma-invite din kami kung may meeting sila para in a small way baka we can also recommend or we can give tips because that is really our work direct to the children. So I hope we will be involved para I'm very willing yun to attend because we are fighting manggod for not only an award, but we have to, I was instructed by the governor that Negros Oriental na sana wala nang gutom, wala nang bata na kaunti na lang yung mag-stunted, kaunti na lang yung underweight, because he really wants everyone no one will be left behind, so that every family we encourage every family, and we want them to we capacitate them so that they will give the best food to their children.
Reaction from director since si Dr. Lele.
Thank you very much, Doc. Well, this is very alarming if we are seeing that as a first district, Doc. Okay. In the first district, yung mataas yung rate of stunting from 0 to 5. I think better if we can have a breakdown of the data, because what we have, for example, for the supplementary feeding program that we are implementing in all public daycare centers, we only cater to 3 to 4.11 years old. So what will happen to 0 to 3? I mean, if we can have a breakdown of the data better, so that we can also we can come up with a data-driven decisions. Maybe some of the 0 to 3 years old are part of the beneficiaries namin under the Walang Gutom program. But mas maganda sana kung mabangga namin. Kasi we have the list and we have the roster of our beneficiaries. Kung meron sana itong names, who are they from, for example, for the first district, who are they, so that mabagga natin. And plus, some of them may be part din ng Pantawid Pamilyang Pilipino program, and that is also a regular program of DSWD na meron tayong monthly intervention. So that could be an option or a better decision for us para matukoy talaga natin so that we can focus. Kasi kami focus namin 3 to 4.11. What happened to 0 to 3? So ilan dyan yung naka-enroll sa Walang Gutom, ilan dyan yung naka-enroll sa Pantawid Pamilyang Pilipino program. And tama ko yun. I agree. There's a need for us to strengthen our interagency collaboration. If there's a possibility, sana meron naman tayong existing yata at the provincial level.
I think wala na
Meron namang regional. We have a regional nutrition council.
Soon to be organized pa. But our provincial nutrition committee is existing na.
I agree, Doc. Can we, again, I would like to appeal, we can continue that interagency coordination, interagency level coordination. If the regional nutrition committee is not yet existing, we can perhaps make use of the existing mechanism for exchanges, for our collaboration, para mas maganda. I mean, mas high impact yung ginagawa natin. Hindi sayang yung funds at na-maximize natin, nakikita natin ano yung impact. What happens after investing this amount? After this cost, ano nangyari? We can even share data regarding our nutritional status based on the cycle 15, 16, and then ilan yung target namin for the current cycle of implementation para at the end of the year, we can compare our notes. Ilan yung na-cover ni province, the region, the other organizations, and even private sector. Yun naman talagang dapat ginagawa na natin Sometimes, nami-miss lang natin yan na overlook, pero we don't really need to work in silos. we really have to work in in a convergent ways. So dapat merong synergy among the different levels of the organizations or different levels of government, local, national, in fact from the barangay, municipal, city, provincial, hanggang doon sa regional. So I'm very much willing to take part para we can change gradually the face of malnutrition or nutritional status of our 0 to 5 years old children in the province of Negros Oriental. So marami pa po tayong pwedeng gawin at marami pang partnerships that we can expect.
Sige. Balikan natin yung one of the factors sa mataas na stunting at usage sa first district ni Dr. Sisasyon sa weighing scale or calibration. So si DOST, ang atong PD, Provincial Director Joey, would like to react on the weighing scale calibration. Sige, malihong Provincial Director sa atong microphone.
Okay. Good morning. I am Joel Legaspi, the OIC Provincial Director of the DOST Negros Oriental, and I just like to share to everyone that we have an ongoing project related to the calibration because we are transitioning in the Negros Island region. So I am a former staff in the calibration laboratory in the DOST 7 prior to my assignment here in Negros Oriental, and for now we have our ongoing project. It's actually under evaluation that costs of our 8 projects it costs 2.6 million, in which one of the specific objectives is to calibrate at least 15 weighing scales per LGU. So in the project, natay dedicated nga staff because again, pila raman may kabuok sa provincial office we do the cooking, we also do the cleaning, no? So okay, so I am the OIC Provincial Director. At the same time, I calibrate. So, murag, what else that we cannot do? So, it's just like that. So, for now, we have an ongoing project with NORSO under the Mechanical Engineering Department. So, nagkasabot namin with Dr. Yasi about this project, and they are very proactive nga mahuman ni siya. Actually, we are having, I think, in the pipeline, we are at least 3 or 4 projects with them. So, when we are talking of nutrition-related mga projects or interventions or assistance with DOST, hopefully by August, ma-implement na to siya. So, yes, because duha ang iyang purpose. One is for the nutrition, another thing is for MSMEs because again, we want nga natay ang for MSMEs put nga side nga naay available. Kaya again, actually it's a good thing that to hear nga ang NFA nag-calibrate po, and we don't know how we can be of help to them. So I do not know kung in terms of partnership because we share the fame. So that's it. I mean, yeah, we don't have the kuan ba kanang we can share the fame. Second, when another project with NORSO is with the chemistry department, in which the project is all about the food safety. Because it's aligned with when we're talking of nutrition, manggod, it also affects sa sa nutrition sa bata. So that's it. So although can I raise a question? Sure. So Doc, this is an easy question. So, as I go sa ato ang discussion today, this morning, this RA 10028, it's about the Expanded Breastfeeding Promotion Act of 2009, in which it requires a laboratory, the infrastructure for minimum. Yes, my concern is I just don't know if we're talking here of Negros Oriental, no? So, if it's fully implemented, especially in malls, because personally, I have my baby, infant pa, and then one mall here is having the breastfeeding room. Unfortunately, as a mechanical engineer, I can smell the hydrogen sulfide, the methane, and some sorts of kung ano siya, kanang mga pollutants ba in air because there's this lack of exhaust ba. So that's my concern. Like we're talking here of nutrition, we're talking here of environment. So hopefully it's just siguro mas maayo og na ay strict nga kuan ani ba for especially sa malls because again we are promoting kanang breastfeeding bitaw and then these locations are supposedly be having this part of kuan and maybe in the future we will come up with a provincial ordinance strengthened by a city ordinance also. Kaya kanang mga gases because gases we cannot see them but we can smell them. It affects. Kaya ako ba, my point is, if you're having a longer time in the facility, and then when we're talking of kanang bitong sa tong sewerage, so maka-affect ba yan? And this is related. This is perfect. I think my concern is very perfect to our theme today. Thank you.
Sige, thank you, PD. Sige,
Okay.
reaction from Dr.
My reaction, I think we have a baby-friendly breastfeeding room in Kangs. We also have in Robinson. Only Kangs Incorporated is accredited. But now we are, I'm telling my staff to go around these mga malls and other structures like in the provincial health office, of course, maybe the city health. Do you have one?
We have our ongoing program, monitoring of lactation job because we have our ordinance, implementing the ordinance on lactation station.
Okay, so what about the malls?
We include. Yesterday we had
Ma'am Delia, Seria, paliokos microphone so that others can hear.
I think, sir, later, no, it's not good that we'll announce it here. Maybe you talk with Dumaguete City, no, because she claimed that they are monitoring, and now you said now you have smelled something else. So I think you coordinate with each other.
We have City Nutrition Officer, si Ma'am Delia, sir yan. Sige, Ma'am Delia.
Okay, she claimed that they are monitoring. So you're concerned now, sir. Maybe later on you can talk to each other.
Yeah, with regards to the ordinance in the city, we incorporate that one with RA 1148, and aside from that, we have this 10028, the lactation stations. No, we implemented that one 3 years ago, and every July, the whole month of July, we have we have been monitoring lactation stations in the entire city. So yesterday. Yeah.
Maybe it's not on the month of July only.
Yeah,
If
but
you have time, do it monthly. Kaya ang pagpanglimpyo, dili tinuig. Ang
Yeah.
pagpanglimpyo, it's pwede gani every day, no?
I
Because
understand.
as what the concern of the father here, so nakasabot kayo.
Yeah, I understand that one, Doc, but due to the interest of time, no, since we are understaffed in the office, so we cannot do it. So we have allocated just for July because all the rest of the months we have our program of activities.
Next na lang, no? I suggest na sayo, dali raman mo, narag gusto Dumaguete City. So I suggest lang more time to monitor.
Anyway, we have 60 barangay nutrition workers, and they are also monitoring. But we, in coordination with the city health, we do together with the doctors who are going with us, we do the monitoring, the rounding off in every July lang kay. That's our program. Well, anyway, no. I just take this opportunity being here in the microphone, thanking, of course, commending Provincial Nutrition Committee for the job well done, declining our indicators in the malnutrition, declining the malnutrition rate in the entire province, and of course, according to the reports from NNC Region 7, during the launching, they have mentioned. Now, I would like to address my question to our DNR and agriculture. Although the malnutrition rate in the province is declining, it is said that it's still there's a big problem when it comes to food insecurity. So I just want to ask on my end, and what are the what you have on your table to share with us the plans for intervention with regards to the food insecurity in the province of Negros Oriental, sir?
Ikaw na ba, Manny Kaduya, atong provincial agriculturist?
Hello. Yes, programs and projects. We are in close coordination with the DA, NIR. We have 19,000 hectares of rice area, and that is where we come in with, of course, with the DA National. We provide corn seeds and inputs to our farmers. And next is our corn sector. Knowing that Negros Oriental is corn eaters, I mean, mukaon kitag mais, and I myself prefer to eat corn grits. We are purchasing our corn seeds from Bukidnon. So we are in the verge of this distributing corn seeds and fertilizer inputs. And in relation also with upland fisheries, we have just turned over yesterday tilapia breeders. Kaning breeders will produce eventually tilapia fries. And this tilapia fries is being distributed on in the different tilapia ponds nato diri. We have tilapia growers associations in every municipality. And I would like to add also, we have project with DSWD, yes, Lawa and Binhi, and it garnered awards na. So we provide tilapia fingerlings, and then kaning tilapia pond nila, it is located in a higher ground, and then nana say exit na tubig, it goes to the vegetable garden, communal vegetable garden sa Farmers Association. And we are on the 3rd year na tingali karon, and it's a very good. Yeah, we validate and evaluate it, and they are planning to expand. They want more of Lawa and Binhi in every municipality. So, of course, vegetable gardening, naatay free seeds, vegetable seeds, trainings on how to cook nutritious recipes to our children. All of those, climate change mitigation, drip irrigation, using plastic mulch or organic mulch, everything. We are doing all our best na we could support our communities in terms of food security. Thank you.
Okay. Maraming salamat, Manny, Mr. Manny Kaduyang. Sige.
You know,
Rejoiner
we're very,
kay Doc Lilan.
sir,
Sige.
rejoinder. We're very happy, no, because 2 days ago, the other day, we celebrated the Charter Day of Kihulingan, and I saw in their, naman sila dito yung sana, agro fair, tilapia was so big, almost 1 kilo each, no? So thank you, provincial government, no, through the DA, nga naka-avail na yun ang mga tao dito, no? You know, protein kaayo dyan ang fish. So thank you so much, provincial government, through the
Lawa,
DA.
Binhi project ito. Sa Lawa project.
Yeah, aside sa Lawa project, we also have upland farmers associations in every local government unit, and we support them with free tilapia fries and feeds. So nag-encourage good because tilapia nowadays in the market, I think it's already 180 per kilo. And og magkabagyo-bagyo gani, walay kuha ang atong dagat, it goes up to 200. Oh, it's a viable livelihood.
Ito na yung rejoinder, dugang si Mr. Manric Barello of ENRD.
Okay, LAWA stands for Local Adaptation to Water Access. So this is an adaptation process sa climate change impacts, but it is also a mitigation process wherein we can, shall we say, this is one way of water harvesting. This is to sustain and ensure that the food production, the crops management is na enough supply of water. Okay. Kami sa environment sector, supporting cost sa agriculture o sa health sector, including the social services from the DSWD. Okay. But we need their support because they have also their own na sila yung mga communities nga gibuild nila wherein can also help in the management of our environment. Okay. To ensure lang, din sa province as part of our experience, as I have said, we have 44 integrated social forestry sites. Integrated because, katong gingon ni Mr. Kadoyak, they are adopting this kind of measures how to utilize our resources. Integrated man siya in social forestry, there are only two approaches. Yung gihatag sa DNR nila under the community-based forest management agreement. Because this is a forestal area. The other one is the multiple use, which is the conservation or the production. And the other one is purely conservation, wherein they have to maintain and plant and enhance sa iyahang natural restoration or status. So to ensure food production, munang naato, we are also adapting pero amurang gi-modify o gamay ang lawa. Gi-modify na mo gamay. This is just to ensure nga doon ay enough water supply. Okay. It's good that agriculture office is supporting in distributing tilapia fry, fingerlings to support food sa kwan. Okay. But in other areas po, wala na ko na-mention ganyan, we are also focusing on the water quality of our seawaters. We are also closely working with the EMB and DNR in closely monitoring the quality of our seawaters because usa sa mga pagkaon nga kinahanglan sa ato ang kabataan, especially po dato ng mga hamtong, is the fishery products coming from the seas. And then we have to ensure, I think you have familiar with the event ang nahitabo sa URC in Bais and Manhoyon. That was a very catastrophic. Dako kay siya o disaster. Ang spill niya nahitabo. This is an industrial plan. But sakit kay sa dughan nga paminawon because it causes damages. It's a multi-million pesos damages and then livelihoods has been affected. And I am sure, hopefully our health office can also monitor the health status of these two LGUs, Bais City and Manhoyon City, ang effect especially for those the communities who are directly eating those products coming from the seas, especially in the North Bais Bay. So karon because that affects the sa panglawas sa atong mga. But as I have said, the environment office is closely supporting, and then we are also introducing kanang mga farm technologies sa ato nga mga farmer beneficiaries nga to ensure nga siguro gingon ni we are on the onset of El Nino. Dayon siguro mingon si Sir Kaduyak umungutan na pod mo unsa may mga resilient crops or resilient vegetables that will thrive if ever El Nino. Because El Nino will last ya until the first quarter of 2027 according to Pag-asa. So mahinay-nay na taanig maghinay ta prepare para ang nutritional demand sa atong mga kabataan para pod nato nga mga hamtong ma-sustain na nato ni siya until nga maabot ng mga panahon na. Okay. Ingon si Sir Manny nato ako nga kana kuno mga pagkaon nga vegetables nga mo thrive og ting-init is sama sa okra, sa talong, sitaw, alugbati, kalabasa. Common na po siya. Common na po siya. But ang ato kanina is we need to see to it that the condition of the soil is naragyapon siya. At this way, and then the use of the water. Karon magsugod na gyud tipid, no? O kanang ipanglaban na to, it's normal. How to use water wisely. Nga dili dayon sa iyabo because siguro ako I used to laundry sa balay. Wala ko'y washing machine. Kinamot na ako panglaba. Yeah, that's true. With my wife. Magbulag mi usahay. Iyaha ang dikolor, ako ang puti. Ako po'y mang waswas. But I know how to use water wisely. But the water is wala siya gilabay because gikinanglan pa siya for another use. So, inana siya. But I am saying, what I am trying to promote is we have to use water wisely because ato nang nasinati karon ang scarcity of water. Wala na nato ma-enjoy. And then water is priceless. No? And then mahal. Priceless siya pero mahal ang bill. No? Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Manric Barillo. Doon ay follow up si Ms.
Join there lang, sir. No, I really like the idea, but this is just a sharing. When I'm still working with NEC, one of my area is Alcantara. They make use of some buildings na like warehouses, private and public buildings. Naghimo og water catchment. So every time na I rain and then they put with net para dili mapanan. That's really nice. I hope it could be visible also in the city of in the province of Negros.
Yes, that's true, no? As far as I can remember, the building official of every local government unit, I am not sure if Dumaguete is, hindi lang ko sure ha. But what I am trying to recall is, naka-review ko o ordinance because all ordinances related to environment, muagi manggod sa office, muagi sa abang tingod. Gi-require ang usa ka business establishment as part of their site development plan and say Engineer Joel Kibaloan naa sila water harvesting facility. Okay. As far as I can recall po, schools before, elementary, I'm not sure in the high school, naagod sila yung portion of the building i-harvest nila ang rainwater. That was a good idea. Di ba? Okay. Para magamit siya, dili sa depende siya sa groundwater. Doon ay catchment, doon ay harvester. And of course, doon ay insakto nga dimension sa usa ka facility wherein can facilitate and can store water when doon ay mga heavy rains. Okay.
Sige, thank you, sir. Before ni Sir Joel tingali, si atong branch manager sa NFA, if you have something to say, palayaw ko microphone na branch manager, Binelda Fidel of NFA.
Good morning to all of us. We speak about food, but we know very well that rice is the staple food for every Filipino. So, with regards to the function right now of NFA or the mandate, the only source of our buffer stock is from our local farmers. And looking forward, and also with the pronouncement of Pag-asa, na El Nino will be until first quarter of 2027. So I just want to ask, of course, my partner, our provincial agriculturist, Sir Kaduyak, the source of our buffer stock right now is from our local farmers. So pag sinasabi natin na food, always in mind is the rice. Okay lang na walang ulam, pero kailangan meron pa ring rice tayo. Tama? And ang pinaka-source din ng rice natin is from NFA, and I know very well that the source of the DSWD sa Cebu, mostly ng source ng rice nila is from NFA. We are the one na nagsusupply ng bigas sa inyo to be given in times of calamities and also for our feeding program with some of our children sa schools. And ang concern lang with regards to NFA is, of course, how can we sustain the program that we have right now, especially with the coming El Nino, and our only source is from our local farmers. What is the preparation of our provincial agriculturists, particularly the Department of Agriculture, na in preparation for the forthcoming El Nino, since ang source lang natin is from our local farmers. So we know very well na malaki rin ang palay production dito sa Negros Oriental. But kung walang mabibili yung NFA from our local farmers, surely our food security and our buffer stocking in our agency will be affected. Thank you.
Thank you very much, ma'am. Sige.
Yes,
Manny.
ma'am. We are closely monitoring in coordination with the NIA to identify those irrigations na in nanay lower level, because as of now there's no report yet. Well, nagulan-ulan pa man ta. And we are also purchasing drought-resistant varieties of rice, especially the RC27. We are distributing, hapit na mahuman ang ito ang pag-procure na mga varieties with the help also with the field rice, which is based in Morsha. So yes, we are monitoring the level of our irrigation systems, and we just hope na dili lang yun mawadan tag tubig sa atong irrigation dams, and we will have yet to meet with the NIA on this kind of challenge. Thank you.
I would like to add not for the information of our NFA. Yesterday, doon na may meeting sa PDRIM sa council that they're planning to gather 200 farmers association by cluster for them para sa information dissemination on how to mitigate mga agricultural measures na. So I hope you can be there. You invite through PAW and DA. They are planning as early, perhaps this month or next month, to gather all the farmer associations in the province, like especially those rain-fed areas ng mga farmers.
We have 135 farmers associations all over the province, and we have kanang amo nang gi-federate sila under Farmers Federation, and we plan to invite them, just like Ma'am Jenny said, to murabag consultative meeting on their issues, their concerns, and how we could interact with them through our services. So that is, we would also invite you, ma'am, NFA, and also NIA. We are planning to NIA po.
Sige, may
Okay.
rejoinder si Ma'am Fidel. Sige.
It is very important na we can coordinate with our farmers only to sustain the program that we are having right now, the P20 program, our P20 program ng Pangulo. So last July, we launched the P20 program in Siquijor. And I think today, maglo-launch din ng P20 program, yung Benting Bigas meron na sa Canlaon. So, mostly of the beneficiaries were those affected by the Canlaon volcano. So, we badly need your help because the source, ito lang yung pinaka-source natin from our local farmers only to sustain the program. And a while ago, nag-usap pa kami ni Dr. Leila na sana the province din maka-enter into memorandum of agreement with the FDI para makabenta din sila ng bigas dito sa province natin. You know, NFA is buying right now at 29 pesos per kilogram. And we are just selling it at 20. So, the source of our rice is from our local farmers. So, kung maganda the quality of palay that we are buying from our local farmers, for sure maganda din yung ibibigay natin for the consumers. So, malaking tulong ito, especially for the consumers. And considering that the prevailing price of rice right now is from 50 to 70 pesos per kilogram. And if the local government can enter into MOBA with the FDI, at least we can also have our Benting Bigas meron na to be manned by our local government. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you very much for that, branch manager of NFA. Sige. And we have 2-3 last questions. Our time is up, so we'll have atong barangay captain sa Barangay Balogo, palihog ko, sir.
Hello, good morning. I have two concern. Ako na lang, Idrit. So, first is the Walang Gutom program. I share with the sentiment of Dr. Lilan. Kami, in our barangay, we are not also aware na there is a program like that. And nakabalo na lang may tungod kay naanay mga problema, na yung mga gihatagan nga dili unta angayan hatagan, nga napay mas angayan unta nga hatagan. So that is the problem in the barangay level. So I just hope if there is a national program, i-inform po ng barangay. Kay kami manggod ang frontliner, so whatever complaint, nagapaingon sa amoa. So wala may ikatubag kay we were not informed. So muna. And number 2 concern is about the our surface water that was take up kaganiha that we have to protect. Right now, in our near sa among barangay, although wala na sulod sa among barangay is kanang duha is the Banica River o kanang Tunggo. Ang kanang Tunggo before is very rich, daghang isda, tangpungan. But right now, it was already developed, gihimo nga subdivision. So muna yung usa sa akong concern nga we're talking about protecting it but gina-develop na where are the government agencies in charge nga mo protect ang daana. So that's all. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Kap. Sige, reaction from the director of DSWD sa Walang Gutom program as well as supplemental feeding.
Thank you very much, Kap, for bringing out that concern. Unang-una, we just continued the implementation here in Negros Island region. I assume last year as the director, and yung beneficiaries, existing na po siya. That was implemented pa ng Region 7. But I'm very thankful kasi nilatag no yung ganong concern. Unang-una, we have an assigned, ang tawag namin dyan, Community Engagement Coordinator per LGU. In the case of Dumaguete, meron kami na CEC. So the task of the CEC is really to collaborate and coordinate with the local officials. Kaya lang, I'm sad because may ganun. Anyway, we can still come up with corrective action on that. But I just like to let you know na yung assessment po ng existing beneficiaries, continuous po yan. If you think merong mga possible inclusion errors, let me know through my field staff para ma-reassess. Because continuous yung reassessment na ginagawa namin. We add, but we reassess the existing. Kung sino na yung hindi pwede, and then bigyan naman natin ng pagkakataon yung iba. Secondly, for the identification of potential beneficiaries, we made use of the existing listahan and database of the SWD. But itong yung mga ongoing, tawag namin na expansions, we are just waiting for the PSA na data, yung CBMS, para we can also make use of that data dito sa, kung meron pa kami extension. Anyway, Balugo is urban community po kayo. Outskirt. Rural. Outskirt medyo rural barangay of the city. Okay. So, we will check kung meron kayong additional and then we'll direct my staff to coordinate closely with. Pero you are aware na meron kayong mga existing beneficiaries. Okay. Sige po. Thank you for that. Thank you for being very candid about it. Yun naman yung namin inaantay ng DSWD kapag may mga feedback so that we can also revisit our existing protocols and guidelines. Thank you. Thank you for that.
Sige. Thank you, Director. So I'd like to hear from Mr. Manric Barrillo na ang Tongo River or Creek dagan pa mga pantat na himong subdivision, housing subdivision.
Okay, for the surface water quality monitoring, ang subject ko na good karon is the Banika. But the other one, katong imong gi-emphasize, Kap, siguro there's a question on the conversion. At the same time, maybe we can ask what about regarding the zoning and land use. If it is allowed to construct, siguro kano sa mga nakapitan ka. Because sa atong nahibawan, if a particular site will be converted to another use or a housing project will be introduced, it will go through a very tedious environmental compliance requirements. And usaana is kanang gitawag sa EMB o consultations to stakeholders. If ever na ay mga, shall we say, kanang gingon nimo, saan man siya pag-address, if that particular use will be converted to another use, it's natural na ba po siya, no? So anyway, siguro, we cannot pinpoint what would be the challenge siya, but kaya siya is more kuan kayo.
But si Kapitan wa man gikonsulta, so unsa may iyang move?
Maybe you can ask, I think, land conversion and housing projects, muagi mo yun na siya sa kanang gitawag ko UBO, which is Office of the Building Official, but requirements will pass through the city city development office, the coordinator, the CPDO for the requirements. Kunya, lantaw lang iyang previous plan, ang mapa, and then doon na ba'y gihimo nga mitigating measures nga kana siyang plus kana siyang shall we say waterways nga nakita nimo nga naa pa tong mga indigenous species nga imong gi-mention is na-address ba to siya? Because once ma-affected ni siya, there should be a environmental mitigation nga kung doon naman gani siguro yung mga damages or shall we say affected siya, doon na gid siya yung mga specific environmental strategies or actions nga mapabalik na siya or maadto siya to another habitat, yung mapadayon na po siya. If ever conversion will be allowed.
Sige. Okay, Kap, or imurang sulatan tong developer. Sige. Rejoinder si Kap.
Actually, dili siya part sa akong barangay. Ako lang gi-open up niya. I want just want to use this platform because that is very risky. Kaya gihimo karon ang Tunggo gi-connect sa Banika. So, ang problema ana kung magbaha ang Tunggo ug ang Banika magdungan, it's very dangerous labi na sa mga barangay nga maagian sa Banika River diri sa downtown area. Actually nahitabo na before nga nagdungan og baha pero wala pa man to siya gi-connect. So we just hope nga dili to mobalik to inato kadako kay to siya effect. So kana I just want to use this platform para makita na and ma-improve na ang mga flood control kay risky kayo. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Kap. Perhaps si Sir Manre can also inform the developer or the LGU concerned. Sige, can we have one last? Sige, balik tang PD Joel of DST.
So, sorry, I'm grounded. So anyway, this concerns sa imo ha, Sir Kaduyak, no? Kay, you mentioned man about, we are actually, kuan pa, kaning sa El Nino ba? Katong naisgutan man ko ni Sir Mandrig, so ato na naning marag na ako'y correct. Again, this will be related to nutrition sa ato ang taga Negros Oriental. So, kaning magkwanta og nagnapatay mapping, sir, sa kanabang sa soil properties ba sa ato diri sa province of Negros Oriental, because we are providing manggod fertilizers as I am talking bisan og sa NPK values para maka-provide ta og sakto bitaw nga fertilizer. Nata na, sir?
Yes, naatay gi-conduct from the Bureau of Soils and Water Management. They came from the central office of the DA. Ilan ning gi-analyze? Rice area, corn area, vegetable area. We already have a soil map sa Negros Oriental in terms of those commodities, because each commodity has its own fertilizer requirement. So, if manalize na nato nila, we could use efficiently our fertilizers because nana na sila ay organic matter in the soil. Yeah.
Spread out na siya, sir, or napay mga or spread out na siya throughout the province?
Throughout Negros Oriental. We have it. It's a very big book. Bugat kay to.
Updated siya, sir, no?
Updated.
Pwede may mga pangayo, sir?
Yeah. Nasa.
Yes, sir. Kaya ang naitabo mo good because right now, we're actually embracing technology. In relation to nutrition, example, I'm thinking, we can have kanabang example, limited imong budget, 50 pesos lang. So, to meet the PDRI, so you have to input ba the dietary intake requirement ba? To meet the requirement sa nutrition sa imong body, you have to input siguro, this is my budget, provide me the recipe to meet the kuan, pila mo kabuk bata, pila age and all. So, it will generate. Yes, 'di ba? So, murag we can associate it with AI because after all, murag agentic lang siya ba? It's free for use to everybody. So I do not know. So I think also for the pricing, we need to consult with DA and DTI. DA man siya nga aspect na no kana sa pricing sa mga farm and some ani sa DTI kay para kung mag-mo siya even for example kanang maka-generate na po siya og recipe nga magbutang lang kanito og presyo and then I do not know how we can make it pero that's kuan ako muna na for this year siguro hopefully we have an IT hopefully makaya ra niya so mao na sa una and para to support katong sa kuan po sir sa katupong sa map sa soil map bitaw nato kay example kung diri sa Dumaguete mao ni ang properties so maka-provide ta og mao ni siya nga crops ang nindot para aning lugar so unsa may present nga nutrients ani nga crops so that's my point niya right na siya ba
Thank you, sir.
We are doing soil analysis, and that's where we could determine what kind of crops na best suit in that kind of soil. And pila ka nitrogen ato iputang, pila ka phosphorus, pila ka potassium para we could fully utilize the organic microorganisms inside the soil, and also we could kaning i-augment po nato through organic fertilizers para to come up with the required nutrient requirement to grow that certain vegetable or crops. Okay.
Okay, I think we have discussed a lot. Kanya, hopefully, ato mga participants as well as those watching us, if what we have learned today, we can also share, no? Especially ato mga issues and concerns raised a while ago, responded to each agencies, especially itong sa barangay captain usap nato. So with that, I would like to hear a final statement each from our guest discussants, 1 minute perhaps. So let's start from Mr. Manric Barillo of ENRD Atong Chief.
Hello. This is my parting words. As I have said, we are so thankful that environment has been considered, no, in the nutrition activities in the national level. But I would like to emphasize that the Environment Office of the provincial government is open to every sector or organizations to help us in continuing greening program of the entire province, both in the upland forest and in our coastal and marine forest. We will so glad that your participation will be offered, time, and the organization. And what we can do is to share with you to facilitate and provide seedling materials. Okay. And now we are open for the greening program specifically in the Tanhay Boardwalk. We still have a lot of areas there to be planted by mangrove species. But we are now following the new guidelines issued by the DNR. What would be the species? Kanang gitawag nila og correct or species matching with regards to introduction or planting or enhancement of mangrove forests. And in the upland areas, we can facilitate if ever you wanted to help grow trees like in Baslay, Dawin. We can facilitate, we can provide planting materials, and you can plant it in the Baslay communities. And siguro sirado naman ang Balinsasayaw because Balinsasayaw has its own program. But for those who are living in the far north, still we have a lot of areas, open areas in the Ilog Hilabangan, which is situated in municipalities of Ayungon, Tayasan, Bindoy, and Himalalod. So these are the four. Dili lang mi mo recommend kayo for Mabinay because ang Mabinay usad is doon na po ilang kagulaygon na program. But if ever you wanted to participate for the whole Ilog Hilabangan, which is part of the master plan, and this is shared by the two provinces, we are open for that. Yeah, you just contact us and then you can visit us in the office, ang among opisina, right beside of the Provincial Tourism Office, ground floor of the Provincial Convention Center. Okay, so for the nutrition, naara gihapon mi because this is our commitment and this is all the mandate of the office in support to whatever programs nga ang environment is what gikinanglan ang iyang support. Thank you and good morning.
Thank you very much, Mr. Manric Barrillo of PNO. We have Manny Kaduya, katong Provincial
Yes.
Cultural Office.
Yes, ma'am. Salamat kayo, Ma'am Jen, for inviting us. And agriculture is faced with so many challenges karon. Na ASF, na RSSI, and after this long drought, na ay possibility na mo sulod na po ang fall army worms. We just like to have your cooperation and bagtabanganay lang ta because dili na to ni madala with kaning kami lang. We need your help, your cooperation in monitoring kung sa mga ni kuan like ASF na to. Diba? Grabe na we started calling na and yeah. So many challenges. We are praying na di lang yun kuan. Grabehan. So thank you and may God bless us all.
Thank you. Salamat, Manny Kaduya of PAO. So we have the Provincial Health Officer and the Provincial Nutrition Council Action Officer, Dr. Lilan Estacion.
Okay. So promoting healthy and sustainable diets contributes not only to the improvement of nutrition outcomes, but also the environmental sustainability and climate resilience. Sustainable diets emphasize food choices that are nutritious, culturally acceptable, affordable, safe, and environmentally responsible while supporting sustainable food system and local livelihoods. So kita din sa Negros Oriental, we need to be healthy. Why? Because not only DA, ang health food nato, we have also challenges. But if we maintain our healthy body, we can fight these challenges, the infectious diseases, if we have a strong immune system. While eating like pinggang Pinoy, which is advocated by the NNC, there should be encouraged by increasing consumption of vegetables, fruits, legumes, whole grains, and other minimally processed foods while maintaining balanced portion of the animal source foods. So kinahanglan kita mukaon og insakto, matulog og insakto, para we will be healthy, And then within this broader dietary promotion, we also encourage the first 1,000 days strategy serves as a critical entry point for ensuring optimal nutrition and long-term health outcomes. So thank you so much, everyone, to the PIA headed by Ma'am Jen, and of course to my partners here, the RD. Thank you so much, RD. RD, because Razo, we are very blessed. Na this is the first time na RD nga ni ani dili namo with the nutrition program. Thank you so much. Of course, my partners here, we are always here. And of course, our NFA manager, thank you so much. And of course, kaning mga si Kapitan, tanang naaron din mga health workers, Dumaguete City, health office, nutrition, UST. Thank you kay sir, And the UST will be there in your office para atong maghimo tag pinggang Pinoy, for the children, especially for the children, para mumupo na gining ato ang stunting for Negros Oriental. So thank you so much. And the media, thank you so.
Okay, daghang salamat, Dr. Lilan Estacion. So let's hear from our Regional Director of DSW-NIR, Director Arwin Razo.
Thank you very much. Well, health and nutrition is a very critical indicators that we need to tawag dyan, that we need to address, especially in relation to the Sustainable Development Goals, in which the government is a party, is one of the countries that we need to comply, especially yung mga very crucial indicators. And malnutrition can actually be addressed by both practical and science-based solutions. Di ba? Practical in the sense that merong mga initiatives at the level of the communities na pwede naman nating i-continue. Pwede nating i-sustain. And science-based because we need the technical expertise of professionals like nutritionists, nurses, doctors, and other disciplines so that we can better come up with strategies in addressing malnutrition. Secondly, we really have to revive synergy among the different stakeholders. Alam nyo, malnutrition is not only the problem of a barangay captain, like si Kapitan. It should not only be the problem of the city or the municipality. It actually involves a lot of stakeholders. So hopefully, the data that we are talking about is an eye-opener for all of us here. But that we do not have to that we have to be very observant, that we have to take action in relation to the data. Stunting is stunting. The young generation is eventually the future leaders of our communities. So anong klaseng komunidad magkakaroon tayo if we are not addressing these problems right now? I mean, may mga chronic illness before na hindi siya agad-agad mahanapan ng solusyon. Compared to malnutrition, ito pwede and readily available yung mga strategic solutions in the community or in the family or in the households. So yun lang yung kailangan natin dito. This is quite alarming, but the help of every stakeholder, the help of every citizen is badly needed because the current generations will actually be the one who will lead, who will govern our communities, who will become our future leaders. Sabi ko nga, if we wanted to have a generation that is productive, dapat yung investment natin mag-start doon sa mga bata, sa young generations. And kami naman naniniwala na we should rather implement programs in convergent way rather than fragmented implementation. Kaya we're very happy and we are very hopeful of the SWD that kahit kakarampot yung investment cost natin, maraming magagawa yan to improve and maging high impact projects ang ginagawa natin lahat. So again, sa mga succeeding interactions natin, hopefully we can have a sustained interaction and engagement with all of our stakeholders. Not only from the government, dapat nandito yung private sector. Malaki yung taya ng private sector in addressing malnutrition, stunting. Malaki po yung taya ng private. I believe and I am confident they can do a lot. They can complement our initiatives in the government. And sana we can have this sustained not only during the observance of month-long nutrition month, but even kung hindi siya July, may regular tayong pinag-uusapan. Ako, I asked Doc the data so that we can also have our reference document in really ensuring na meron ba talagang relevance yung ginagawa natin. Because at the end of the day, ang tanong lang naman dyan, based on your investment, ano naman yung naging impact niya in addressing some of the social problems like malnutrition? Meron ka bang naitulong? Meron ka bang added value? Your program has added parang value added doon sa problema na nire-raise and problema na hinahanapan ng solusyon. So again, the challenge for everyone, for all of us here, let's not work in silos. Let's work together. Let's work together. Kasi malnutrition can be addressed, can be actually resolved. Sabi ko nga, practical ways and by both practical ways and science-based solutions. So, thank you very much, PIA, for having me here and of course to our partners. Tuloy lang natin, sir, yung ating partnership dun sa Project Lawa and Binhi because we will be having another round. The good thing is you are providing income to the family at nagkakaroon siya ng ripple effect because for the food stamp program, sila na din yung kinukuha namin ng mga suppliers. I mean, nalilink namin sa institutional market, sa mga local retailers. So that's good and hopefully we can replicate that with the help of the province, not only by the national government, but even by the provincial local government unit or the municipal local government units. So we'll be targeting another 1,500 beneficiaries for the Project Lawa. Not only in terms of the income, but even the produce. So malaking bagay po yun. Kaya ako ay nagpapasalamat dito sa Provincial Agri na malaki yung naitulong sa amin. We are not agriculturists, we are social workers, but we can help you in organizing them in the ground. Thank you very much and magandang umaga po.
Okay, so with that, ang masang pasalamat for coming over. Labi ni si Director Razo, no, kay very busy, for sharing the programs on Negros Oriental and succeeding engagement. We'd like to acknowledge atong youth group, kaya napan niya ito siya concern, kaya ato wala na ito makuhan. And of course, cooperative, we have cooperative na attendees dire. Daghang kasalamat sa DCCO, atong local youth development nga niya karon. So, of course, atong mga guest discussants for this particular Kapihan Forum, we'd like to urge or encourage those hearing us, listening to us, that they also can share sa tagsa-tagsa nila ka community or other sectors. So, daghang salamat o mayong udto natong tanan. We'd like to thank also the snacks from the Provincial Health Office. Thank you, the Sinet.